Hi students! So in this lecture video, we are going to talk about the definition of a derivative, okay, or derivative of a function. Okay, so we're going to start at a tangent line to the graph of a function at a point. But before that, let me first present to you our learning objectives. So at the end of this interactive video, you are expected to, letter A, illustrate the tangent line to the graph of a function at a given point. Letter B, relate clearly the derivative of a function to the slope of the tangent line. And C, apply the definition of the derivative of a function at a given number. Okay, so let us first define what is a tangent line. Okay, so I know you are already familiar with the definition of a tangent line. So say for instance, we have a circle here. So sa circle, we have what you call the diameter, diba? The radius, the arc. We also have lines such as chord, secant line, and the tangent line. Okay? So lagi niyo nakikita si tangent line na nasa labas siya. Okay? Or nandyan siya naka-touch sa curve. Okay? So how are you going to define a tangent line? Okay? So when you say a tangent line, it is a line touches a curve at one point without crossing over. So nakikita mo hindi yan dyan papasok sa circle. Nandyan lang siya lagi sa may curve. It only touches one point of a curve. Okay, that is a tangent line. Okay, so what is the connection of a tangent line sa derivative? Or how are we going to find the derivative using a tangent line of a function? Okay, so let's find out. Now, in this example, okay, so we have an example here, a example graph. Nakita nyo, we've got a tangent line at this point. Okay, so we have a tangent line at this point. Ayan, tangent siya dyan sa curve. Diba? Pero nung pumunta na dito, hindi na siya tangent line. Not a tangent line here. Bakit? It's because nag-intersect na siya dito sa curve. Kaya hindi na po siya tangent line. But here, in this point, this one is a tangent line. Yan. Okay? So now, how are we going to determine the slope or steepness of this line? Okay? Paano kaya natin madidetermine ang slope? Say for instance, we have this example. Okay, so we have the function f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared. Okay, so here's the graph. And we have here the line n. Okay, ito yung red line na line n. Okay, so we have here the point 1/2 and 15/4. Okay, so question, what is the slope of line n? Are we able to solve the slope of a line n immediately? Kaya ba? Okay. Suppose that we have a green line. Okay. Suppose that we have a green line. So ito yung point A kanina. That's 1/2 and 15/4. Okay. Now we have an arbitrary line, which is the green line here, passing through point A and B. Point A and point B. Okay, so let's consider this green line. Let's consider this green line. Okay, so the green line is any line, which is not line n, diba? That we need to consider to get the nearest possible slope of the red line. So we are going to use the green line para mahanap natin yung slope ng red line. So how are we going to do that? So paano natin siya gagawin? Now, we will look first for the slope of the green line, and then afterwards, makukuha na natin yung slope ng red line. So paano natin siya gagawin? How are we going to do that? Okay? So after finding the slope of a green line, we will use the green line to look for the equation of the red line. Okay, sige, let's see. Okay, so as you can see here, ito, papunta siya dito sa point A. This points, papunta siya dito sa point A. Ito naman, approaching din siya sa point A. Now, we need to find the number that approaches point A para mahanap natin ang slope ng red line. Okay, so we need to find the number that approaches point A to find the slope of the red line. Okay, so we can use table of values here. Since meron tayong graph, we can use table of values here. So nakikita nyo in the graph, saan kaya nag-a-approach? What number? Yung ina-approach ng X. Okay, so suppose x sub 1, y sub 1 is equal to 1/2 and 15 over 4, and x sub 2, y sub 2 is equal to x and 4 minus x squared. Using the slope formula, of course, we are going to use the slope formula. We have m sub the line AB, m sub the line AB, ito yan, line AB, these are the line AB. We have m sub line AB is equal to the quantity 4 minus x squared minus 15 over 4 over x minus 1/2. Okay, so we're going to use the table of values. Yan yung pinakamadaling way to find the number na tinutumbok nila or ina-approach ng x. Okay, so we have this numbers or assigned value of x. So ito siya until 0.49999. Okay, so if x is 0.000, yan. Okay, by the way, ito pala is nandito lang naman yan. Okay, so let's proceed. If x is equal to 0.000, then m sub line AB is equal to negative 0.5. 0.0000. Okay, next, 0.75, negative 0.75, negative 0.85, negative 0.9, negative 0.99, negative 0.9999, and negative 0.99999. So in this case, meron ka ng idea kung ano yung number na tinutumbok niya. Okay? So nakikita mo, ito, yan, ito siya. Diyan po yan nakalocate. This values of x, dito siya nakalocate. Next. Siyempre, we have the left hand and the right hand limit. Diba? So let's go to the right hand limit. So we have 1.0, 0.8, 0.75, 0.6, 0.5, 1111, 0.50, 111, 0.50, 001. Now, here are the values that we got. What? Negative 1.5, negative 1.3, negative 1.25, negative 1.10, negative 1.100000, negative 1.01111, negative 1.00111, and negative 1.0001. And these values of x are the values that are in this side. Okay, so now if we are going to compare the two table of values, makikita nyo, ito, well, look at this. Ano yung kaya yung number na tinutumbok nila? Obviously, you can see in the table of values that the number is approximately negative 1. Or the slope is approximately negative 1. Okay? So now, the question is, how are we going to solve for the slope? or ano yung gagamitin natin or what is the definition para ma-solve natin accurately kung ano yung slope of the line, okay, of the red line. Okay, so let's define the tangent line. So the tangent line to the curve y is equal to f of x at the point piece of A, f of A is the line through P with slope m is equal to the limit of f of x minus f of A over x minus A as x approaches A, provided that this limit exists. So ayun, that's how you find the slope of a line. Okay, so we already have the definition. So kanina, our slope is approximately -1. Okay, so by using this definition, we are going to check if yung slope na nakuha natin kanina, which is -1, is tama. Okay, so we have this definition, m is equal to the limit of f of x minus f of A over x minus A as x approaches A. So ito si f of A, and this one is A. Okay, point A and f of A, ayan siya. Okay, so ito yung definition or ito yung formula na gagamitin natin. This one is the definition for the tangent line of a function. Okay, so let's try to find if or to solve if yung slope niya talaga is -1. Okay, using the definition of the slope of a tangent line, let's check if the slope of line n is -1. Okay, so please take note that our function f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared. Our a is 1/2 here. Okay, so yung x value, itong x na to, yan po yung value ng a. And ang value naman po ng f of a is y, or 15/4. So ito yung a, ito yung f of a. Always po yan ha, sa limits. Okay? So we have a is equal to 1/2 since line n passes through 1/2 and 15/4. So we have f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared, a is equal to 1/2, and f of a is equal to f over 1/2, or that is 15/4. Okay, so nakita nyo na yung value ng y is f of a, and yung value ng x is the a, or 1/2. Okay, now we can substitute. Okay, in the given definition, we have m is equal to the limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a as x approaches a. So substitute na natin, we have m is equal to the limit of the quantity 4 minus x squared minus 15/4. Okay, so ito si f of x natin, x minus x squared, ay 4 minus x squared, and f of a natin is 15/4 over x minus a, our a is 1/2. So let's simplify first. Okay, simplify muna natin yung numerator. Okay, so dito na lang muna natin sa taas since we're wala na siyang space dyan sa baba. So we have 4 minus x squared minus 15/4. Okay, so simplify lang natin. Okay, so si 4 minus 15, pwede na natin siyang isubtract. 4 minus 15/4 is 1/4, diba? So we will be having negative x squared plus 1/4. Okay, so ito si negative, since negative yung x squared natin, i-factor out natin si -1. So, ilabas natin si -1. So, it will become negative times x squared minus 1/4. Okay? So, we can expand or factor this to x squared minus 1/4. So, it will become negative x plus 1/2 times x minus 1/2. Okay, so yan. Okay, so since na-simplify na natin, pwede na natin siyang ilagay dito. So we have m is equal to the limit of negative x plus 1/2 times x minus 1/2 over x minus 1, I mean 1/2, as x approaches 1/2. Okay, apply cancellation. So, pwede natin itong i-cancel dalawa. So, ang natira na lang natin is negative x plus 1/2. Okay, so i-distributive property ulit natin. So, it will become m is equal to the limit of negative x minus 1/2 as x approaches 1/2. So, we can substitute 1/2 dito sa x. So, negative 1/2, so that is negative 1/2 minus 1/2, so that is equal to negative 1. So, therefore, we can conclude that the slope of the red line is negative 1/2. M is equal to negative 1/2. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung nakuha natin kanina using the table of values is correct. Okay? Yung answer natin kanina, which is approximately negative 1/2, is correct. Okay. So, let's proceed to the next. Okay, so there is another way to verify your result. Okay? So, merong dalawa na pwede nyong gawin. There are other way or other techniques. I mean, other definition of a tangent line of a function. Okay, so what's the other definition? So, we have m is equal to the limit of f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches 0. Okay, but in this case, you are going to apply the composition of a function. Okay, so we have our f of x here, diba, is equal to 4 minus x squared. Our a is equal to 1/2, and f of a is equal to 15 over 4. Tama. So, either kahit alin yung unang definition natin or ito yung gagamitin nyo, pareho lang dapat yung lalabas niyang sagot. So, kapag ginamit natin to, or kapag ginamit natin to verify our result, dapat negative 1 din yung lalabas niya. Okay? So, how are you going to substitute f of a plus h? So, sabi ko nga kanina, you are going to use composition of a function. Composition of function. So, if you can still remember the composition of function during your Gen Math topics. So, i-apply natin yan dito. Which means that dito sa f of x natin, lahat ng may x dyan, okay? So, since isa lang naman yung may x, you are going to substitute there a plus h. Okay, a plus h. So, it will become m is equal to the limit of 4 minus, since x squared yan, okay, a, since we already have the value of a, i-substitute na natin 1/2 plus h squared. Minus our f of a is 15 over 4 over h as h approaches 0. Okay, so that is equal to the limit of, now let us factor. Ito munang nasa parenthesis, we have 1/2 plus h squared. So we have Okay, so this will become, so we have 4 minus, okay, so 1/2 squared is 1/4 plus h squared. Okay, minus 15 over 4 over h as h approaches 0. Okay, simplify. Let's simplify again. Yung nasa numerator, 4 minus 15, 4 minus 1/4 muna. 4 minus 1/4 is 15 over 4. So 15 over 4 minus 15 over 4, so that is 0. Okay, so ang matitira na lang dyan is h. Okay, so i-arrange h squared plus h over h as h approaches 0. So I repeat, 4 minus 1/4 is 15 over 4. 15 over 4 minus 15 over 4 is 0. That's why h squared plus h na lang yung natira. So, factor out natin yung h dito sa numerator since common yung h sa kanila. Factor out natin. So, so this will become h plus 1 over h. Okay? Cancel. We can cancel this too. So, we have the limit of h plus 1 as h approaches 0. Wait lang. May mali sa aking nalagay. Okay, sorry, I forgot. There's an error here. So, may negative pala dito. Okay? So, may negative pala dyan. So, let's correct our solution. Okay, so may negative pala dito. So, which means, ito, magbabago yung, sign. So, this will become negative. Okay, so 4 minus 1/4, so same lang. So, ang matitira dyan is negative h squared minus h squared. Okay. So, ito, let's erase this. Okay, so I repeat. So, may negative sign pala dito. So, we need to apply distributive property. Okay, so negative, i-multiply mo yan lahat dyan. So, dito na tayo, negative 1/4, negative, negative h and negative h squared. Nagbago yung sign nila. Since may negative sign pala dito sa labas. Okay, so we have here negative h squared minus h. So since common yung h sa kanilang dalawa, so we can factor out h. So it will become negative h minus 1 over h. Okay, so we can cancel h and h. Okay, so therefore, the limit of negative h minus h as h approaches 0. Okay, so since si h approaches siya sa 0, we can now substitute 0 here. Okay, so we have negative 0 or 0 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. So therefore, our m is equal to negative 1. Okay, so it's important po na kapag ginamit mo yung, sabihin na natin, yung dalawang definition, dapat pareho yung answer nila. Kung hindi magkapareho yung answer nila, may mali kang nalagay. Kagaya kanina, na mali ako. Okay? So, dapat pareho yung lumabas na result. So, ibig sabihin, either of these two definition, pwede nyo pong gamitin. If you are finding the slope of a function or tangent line of a function. Okay, so next, let's proceed to the next one. Okay. So now, how are we going to find the equation of line n? So nahanap na natin yung slope, which is m is equal to -1. Diba? So paano naman natin mahahanap yung equation of line n? Okay? So, of course, assuming that the slope of line n is -1 and using the point slope formula, so we are going to use the point slope formula with x sub 1 and y sub 1 is equal to 1/2 and 15 over 4. So we have y minus y, y sub 1 is equal to m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. So let's just substitute. Substitute mo lang, si y sub 1 is 15 over 4 and si x sub 1 is 1/2. Okay, so we have y minus 15 over 4 is equal to negative. Ang m natin is -1. Okay, so okay lang kahit hindi mo na ilagay si 1. Okay, kahit negative na lang, it's okay, it's just same. Okay, so we have negative times the quantity x minus 1/2. So we have y is equal to, so si 15 over 4, 15 over 4 po is na-transpose na siya dito sa kabila. So, ito naman, tig-distributive property. So, we have negative x and then negative times x, that is negative x, and negative times negative 1/2 is positive 1/2. So, we have negative x plus 1/2 plus 15 over 4. So, na-transpose na po si 15 over 4 dito sa kabila. That's why naging na siyang positive 15 over 4. So what will be the answer here? So y is equal to 1/2 plus 15 over 4 is 17 over 4. So we have y is equal to negative x plus 17 over 4. Okay? So therefore, the equation of the red line or the line n is y equals negative x plus 17 over 4. Okay? So that's how you find the equation of a line. Okay, so we're just going to use the point slope formula. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so let us find an equation of the tangent line to the curve y is equal to 3 minus x over x minus 1 at the point -4 and -7 over 5. So hahanapin daw natin yung equation. So of course, we are going to compute first for the slope. Okay, so nakita nyo naman sa formula ng point slope formula, di ba? We need the value of the slope. So hahanapin muna natin yung value ng slope. Okay, so meron tayong dalawang definition or dalawang way on how are we going to find or solve for the slope. So I am going to use this definition. M is equal to the limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a as x approaches a. Okay, either of those definition, yung dalawang definition na pinresent ko kanina, kahit alin doon, pwede niyong gamitin. Okay, kung alin ang mas madali para sa inyo. Okay, so now, our a here is equal to -4, diba? And our f of a is equal to -7 over 5. Okay? So, ito yung f of x natin. Our f of x, sorry, ilagay ko na dito. F of x is equal to 3 minus x over x minus 1. Okay, so let's substitute. So, the limit of our f of x is 3 minus x over x minus 1 minus f of a is -7 over 5. So, since negative yan, negative times negative is positive. So, we have plus 7 over 5. over x minus our a is negative 4. So, minus ito. So, negative times negative is positive. So, plus 4 siya. As x approaches, what is our a? 4. Okay? So, i-simplify muna natin yung numerator. Okay? So, let's simplify first the numerator. So, we have 3 minus x over x minus 1 plus 7 over 5. Okay? So, addition of fraction. So, our denominator here is 5 and x minus 1. So, 5 times x minus 1. So, we have here 5. 5 times 3 is 15 minus 5x. We also have here plus ito x minus 1, ito makakancel yan, diba? Divide mo na 5 times x minus 1 divided by 5. So, cancel yung 5. So, we only have x minus 1 times 7. So, 7x minus 7. Okay? So, simplify. Let's simplify 15 minus 7. What is 15 minus 7? So, that is 8. Okay? And negative 5 plus 7 is positive 2. So, we have 2x plus 8 over 5 times x minus 1. So, pwede na natin siya, since nakasimplify na siya, wala naman tayo ditong, hindi pa pala, sorry. Pwede pa pala natin tong i-factor. Okay? So, si 2x plus 8, pwede pa natin siyang i-factor. So, ano ang common between 2 and 8? So, we have 2. Labas natin, i-factor out natin ang 2. So, this will become x plus 4 over 5 times x minus 1. Okay? So, since nakasimplify na siya, pwede na natin siyang ilagay dito. Okay? So, numerator lang yan ha. So, that is equal to the limit of the limit of 2x plus 4 over 5 times x minus 1 over x plus 4. Okay? So, division naman yan. Of course, the division, we are going to reciprocal, apply reciprocal. So, that is equal to, so magiging siyang the limit of 2 times x plus 4 over 5 times x minus 1 times 1 over x plus 4. So, magiging siyang 1 over x plus 4 as x approaches negative 4 ito ha, negative 4, sorry. Must be negative 4. As x approaches negative 4. Okay, so yung mga pwedeng i-cancel na natin. So, x plus 4, cancel na yan. And then afterwards, simplify na natin. So, we have the limit of 2 times 1 is 2 over, i-distributive property na natin, 5 times x is 5x minus 5. As x approaches negative 4. Okay, so since nakasimplify na siya, we can now substitute negative 4 here sa x. So we have 2 over 5 times negative 4 minus 5. Okay, so that is equal to, okay, so 2, okay, so we will get 2 over 5 times negative 4 is 20. Negative 20 minus 5 is negative 25. Okay. So now, let's find the equation. So our m is equal to negative 2 over 25. Okay, so we can now find the equation of the line, of the tangent line. So we have x sub 1 and y sub 1, so that is equal to negative 4 and negative 7 over 5. So applying the point slope formula, so we have 1 minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Okay, so we have y minus our y sub 1 is negative 7 over 5. So negative times negative, so magiging siyang y plus 7 over 5. So that is positive, diba? So our m is negative 2 over 25. So we have negative 2 over 25 here. Times x minus our x sub 1 is negative 4. So negative times negative. So that is positive 4. Okay. So let us substitute or multiply distributive property. So it will become negative 2 over 25x plus negative pa rin. Okay. So negative 2 over 25 times 4 is negative 8. So this one is minus 8 over 25. Okay, so i-transpose na natin si 7 over 5 dito sa kabila. Transpose mo na yan. So we have y is equal to negative 2 over 25x minus 8 over 25 minus 7 over 5. So minus 7 over 5, negative 8, negative 8 over 25 minus 7 over 5 is negative 43 over 25. So our equation is y equals negative 2 over 25x minus 43 over 25. So this will be the equation of the tangent line. To the curve y is equal to 3 minus x over x minus 1. Okay, so I hope we are clear on that. So I hope alam niyo na kung paano maghanap ng slope and how to find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so let's go now to the derivative of a function at a number. Okay, so question, what is the derivative of the function f of x is equal to 5x minus 4 at a number a? Okay, so actually here, madali na lang siya since you already know how to find the slope of a tangent line of a function. Okay, so to answer the question, what is the derivative of the function f of x equals 5x minus 4 at a number a? That is simply getting the limit of f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches 0. If you can still remember yung definition natin kanina, it's just the same. Okay? Same lang po siya dito. So, the definition of the derivative of a function. So the derivative of a function f at a number a denoted by f prime of a is equal to f prime of a is equal to the limit of f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches 0 if this limit exists. So therefore, you can actually use the other way. Okay? Pwede nyo din gamitin yung other way or other definition. Okay, in finding the derivative of a function. So an equivalent way of stating the definition of the derivative, as we saw in finding slope of tangent lines, is f prime of A is equal to the limit of f of x minus f of A over x minus A as x approaches A. So, pwede nyo din pong gamitin itong dalawa kahit alin dyan sa dalawa. Okay? Kahit alin dyan. Ito, pwede nyo gamitin, and ito, pwede nyo gamitin to find the derivative of a function. Okay. So, now let us find the derivative of the function 5x minus 4 at a number A. Sige, let's try. So, I am going to apply the first definition, which is the limit of f of a plus h minus f of a. Okay, mali. Minus f of a over h as h approaches 0. Okay, so let us first define f of a. What will be our f of a? Okay, ano yung f of a natin dito? Our f of a is 5a minus 4. So si f of x, pinalitan mo lang po ng a, yung f of x. Okay, that's why we have 5a minus 4. And how about f of a plus h? Okay, so gaya ng sabi ko kanina, yung x variable, papalitan mo siya ng a plus h. Okay, so therefore we have 5 times a plus h minus 4. Okay, so let us apply now. So we have the limit of 5 times a plus h minus 4 minus 5 times a minus 4, or 5a minus 4 over h as h approaches 0. Okay? Using distributive property, pwede natin siya i-simplify. So the limit of, so we have this one is 5a and this one is 5h. 5a plus 5h minus 4. Okay, so negative 5a. So this one is negative 5a, distributive property, negative 5a. And this one is positive 4 over h as h approaches 0. Okay, so cancel na natin, or combining like terms. So 5a minus 5a, cancel. Negative 4 plus 4, cancel, that is 0. So we can also cancel h and h here. Okay, so ang matitira na lang dyan, 5h over h. Pwede na natin i-cancel itong dalawa. So therefore, the limit of 5 as h approaches 0, so since wala naman dyan h, we can conclude that the derivative, or f of a, is equal to 5. So that is the derivative. Okay. So next. So example, under example, let f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 1. So what is f prime of negative 4? Okay, so same process lang yung gagawin natin sa ginawa natin kanina. So we have the limit of, sige, hanapin muna natin yung a. Our a here is 4. Since this is the derivative of f of a, or f prime a, so therefore our a here is negative 4. Our f of a is equal to a squared minus 2a minus 1. Okay, so we have the limit of f of a plus t, I mean h, minus f of a over h as h approaches 0. Okay, so what will be our f of a plus h here? So yan, papalitan natin yan ng a plus h. So we have here a plus h squared minus 2 times a plus h minus 1. Okay, so we have a plus h squared minus 2 times a plus h minus 1, okay, minus a squared minus 2a minus 1 over h. Okay, so let us simplify first the numerator. So, i-simplify muna natin yung may mga parentheses. Okay, so a plus h. So, si a plus h squared, this will become a squared plus ah plus h squared. Diba? A squared plus h squared. Distributive property, negative 2a. Negative 2 times h is negative 2h. Minus 1. So, ito, distributive property, this will become negative a squared plus 2a plus 1 over h. Okay? So, combining like terms as h approaches 0. Combining like terms, so we can cancel this. A squared minus a squared. Cancel. Cancel. AH. Okay, so wala naman siyang kaparehas. H squared, wala din. So we can copy here h squared plus AH. Yan. Negative 2a. Pareho sila. So negative 2 plus 2a is 0. Cancel. Negative 2h. There's no negative 2h. So, wala siyang kaparehas. So, just copy negative 2h. Negative 1 plus 1, cancel. Cancel. That is 0. Over h. So, we have the limit of h squared plus ah minus 2h as h approaches 0. Next, we can factor out h. Since pare-pareho sila may h, factor out natin si h. Labas natin si h. So this one will become h plus a minus 2. Okay? Over h. Okay, simplify. Pwede pa natin siyang ma-simplify. We can cancel out h. So ang natira natin is the limit of h plus a minus 2 as h approaches 0. Okay? So, how are we going to find f prime of negative 4? Okay? So, to find f prime of negative 4, simply substitute this h plus a minus 2. I-substitute lang natin. Si h is 0 and si a is negative 4. So that is equal to 0 plus negative 4 minus 2. Okay? So, therefore, f prime of negative 4 is negative 4 minus 2 is equal to negative 6. Okay, negative 6. Okay, so that's how you find the derivative of a function. Okay, so say for example, meron kayong given na ganito, what is f prime of negative 4? So, automatically, kung ano yung nasa loob ng derivative, okay, yan na yung a, okay, negative. F of a yan, f prime of a. So, therefore, our a is negative 4. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. Okay, now we can say, okay, what can we say about the slope of a tangent line to the graph of a function at a point and derivative of a function f at a number? Okay, so I repeat, what can we say about the slope of a tangent line to the graph of a function at a point and derivative of function f at a number? Okay, so let's go back to our first example, diba? Dun sa first example natin, yung slope na nakuha natin is m equals 1. Okay, so based on the results, the slope of a tangent line to the curve f of x is equal to 2 minus x squared. Or 4 minus x squared rather, to the point 1/2 and 15 over 4 is equal to the derivative of the function at the point 1/2. So this means that, how are you going to interpret? Okay, so interpretation of the derivative as the slope of a tangent. So the tangent line to y equals f of x at piece of a, f of a, is the line through piece of a, f of a, whose slope is equal to f prime of a. So the derivative of a at, the derivative of f at a. Thus, the derivative of a function at a number is the slope of the tangent line at P, or the slope of the curve at P. Okay? Thus, we can write an equation of the tangent line to the curve y equals f of x at a, f of a, where y minus f of a is equal to f prime of a times x minus a. Sige, para mas lalo nyo maintindihan, let's have an example. Find an equation of the tangent line to the parabola f of x is equal to x minus x squared at the point 1/2 and 15 over 4. So, nagbalik lang tayo dun sa first, sa first example natin. Okay? So, hahanapin din natin yung equation niya. Line to the parabola, f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared. And we all know na nahanap na natin yung slope niya, or the derivative of this is f prime of a is equal to negative 1. Diba? Okay. So, we can write an equation of the tangent line to the curve y is equal to f of x at 1/2 and 15 over 4 as, so we have yung natin kanina, y minus f of a, diba, is equal to the f prime of a times x minus a. Okay? So now, sinubstitute ko lang siya. So we have y is equal to f of 1/2 is equal to, y minus f of 1/2 is equal to f prime of 1/2 times x minus 1/2. Okay? Where f of 1/2 is negative 1. And f prime of 1/2 is negative 1, and f of 1/2 is 15 over 4. Okay? Ang f of 1/2 po is the y value, which is 15 over 4. Okay? So, let's okay. Sige, i-simplify na natin to. Okay? So, this will become, okay? So, by using the distributive property, so we have y minus 15 over 4 is equal to negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 1/2 is positive 1/2. So, i-transpose na natin to dito sa kabila. So, it will become y equals negative x plus 1/2 plus 15/4. So the equation is y is equal to negative x 1/2 plus 15/4 is 17/4. So plus 17/4. Okay, so therefore, the equation of the tangent line to the curve y equals f of x at 1/2 and 15/4 is y equals negative x plus 17/4. Okay. Okay, so I want you to answer this. Okay, so this will be your assignment. Ano po? Using the definition, find an equation in general form of a line tangent to the following curves at a specified point. So we have number 1, f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 1 at 1, negative 2. Number 2, g of x is equal to x cubed plus 2 at negative 2, negative 6. And third, h of x is equal to 2 sine pi x plus negative 3. I mean at negative 3, 0. Okay, so this will be your assignment. So if you have any question, you can comment your question or you can ask your teacher for more information, or if you have concerns or question regarding this lecture video. Okay, but before we end, let us first go back to our learning objectives. So illustrate the tangent line to the graph of a function at a given point. So we illustrated the tangent line. That is check. Letter B, we are able to relate clearly the derivative of a function to the slope of the tangent line. And letter C, we are able to apply the definition of the derivative of a function at a given number. Okay, so that's all for this lecture video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.